On the day of the NJSLA test, go to the North Bergen School District website, choose Quick Links, and then choose NJSLA Resource Center. Because this is the NJSLA live test, we're going to choose the blue button that says Sign into Pearson Access Next. Your username is your school email address, and then type in your password. Because this is the live NJSLA tests, once again, we're going to look at the top and make sure it says New Jersey 2018-2019 NJSLA-ELA/Math Spring 2019. If it doesn't, just choose the little drop-down menu and choose this option here. Also, make sure you are listed in the correct school that you work in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to choose the testing section, choose select an action, and then choose students in sessions. Underneath the session list, you're going to choose add a session, and then type in the name of your last name. I'm going to click the checkbox button and then choose add selected. I just want to add a note that if you do not know the name of your session, just look on the testing tickets where it will tell you the name of your session. When you see your session listed, the first thing you're going to do is click on the green Start button that says Start Session. Now you could see Unit 1, 2, and 3. The first thing you should do is just unlock the first unit that you will be working on. Now you must unlock Unit 1. So click on the gray lock, click, hold, and drag to the right to unlock the session. As you can see now, your first unit is unlocked. Now that you have unlocked the first unit, you can hand out your testing tickets and the students can start to log in. Now that you have unlocked the first session, open up the Chromebooks and make sure that the students are not logged into their Google account. Students will not be logging into your Google account. They will simply be clicking on the bottom left word that says Apps and then choosing TestNav app. Once they choose the TestNav app, you will see a screen like this. We have to make sure we're on the New Jersey live site in order for the student to take the test. So if you see Park Training, you're going to click on the little man icon up on the top right and choose a different customer. Once you do that, you're going to see a list of states and you're going to choose New Jersey. Once you choose New Jersey, now you will see New Jersey, sign in, and then username and password. You must make sure that the app contains the word New Jersey in order for students to take the test. Before a student signs in, make sure to hand out the headphones if they are taking the ELA tests. Students should put on their headphones and choose Test Audio to test the audio of their computer and make sure that the sound is coming out through the headphones. Once their audio is okay, now you can hand out the testing tickets and they can start signing in with their username and password. I just want to give you a quick note that on the student testing tickets, each student has a different username, as you can see here, but they all have the same exact password. That is just a quick tip. As students are navigating through their test, this is what they will be seeing. Students could move forward and backwards on each question. They could choose review and go to a specific question. If a student has to use the bathroom, they do not log out of TestNav. Place a piece of paper in front of their screen. They do not get extra time for the time they have lost. If a student has to go to the nurse, the student must log out of TestNav, which they will do by clicking on the drop-down menu and choosing Sign Out of TestNav, and then choose Save and Return Later. If a Chromebook freezes, just restart the Chromebook and have the student log back in. When a student has completed their unit, ask them to please raise their hand and tell them to choose Submit Final Answers. Once they submit their final answers, they cannot go back to that unit. Students need to be resumed who have exited their test, for example, if their computer freezes or if they go to the school nurse. If they have exited their test, you will notice that their status will become red and be labeled Exited. Before the student logs in with their testing ticket again, just click on the arrow next to the exited word and choose Resume. Once a student has been resumed, their status will turn from red to resumed. Now they can log in with their testing ticket and resume the test. Just a quick note, sometimes if a student's computer freezes or they accidentally shut their Chromebook, their status will not become red, like as you see here. Sometimes their status will still remain active, green active. If this happens, just choose the drop-down menu and just choose Resume Upload. This was commonly seen last year and is most likely a glitch in Pearson and nothing that you or the student did wrong. Once all students are finished taking their unit, all their statuses will turn blue because they are completed, or some statuses will be gray for the students who are absent. At the end of the unit, just click on the lock, hold, and slide to the left to lock the unit. Once you are done with the session, just click on the drop-down menu and sign out of PearsonAccessNext. If there is a fire drill, the teacher must go back on their PearsonAccessNext dashboard and just lock the unit and then just sign out of PearsonAccessNext. When you are administering Unit 2 or Unit 3 of a test, you will do the same thing. You will choose a testing category, choose Select an Action, choose Students and Sessions, choose Add a Session, and then just choose the name of your session, add selected, and then now if you're choosing Unit 2 or Unit 3, you would just choose the unit, click on the lock, hold, and then drag to unlock. And then you will start the whole entire process again. As you can see here, because I unlocked Unit 2, only Unit 2 is unlocked and the other units are not locked. You cannot have two units unlocked at the same time. For teachers who will be asked to administer makeup sessions, I will now show you how to do that. The first thing you should do is make sure you have all the testing tickets for the students who will be taking the makeup sessions. So let's say you have 3 students. As you can see here, you'll have the name of the student and the name of the session. This is one testing ticket. This is another testing ticket. Again, you have the name. You have the name of the session also. And your third ticket, again, has the student's name and the name of the session. So you have 3 sessions going: Enrico, Stakowitz, and Bacha. So now that you have the student testing tickets in your hand, you'd go back to PearsonAccessNext. Under the category Testing, choose Select an Action, choose Students and Sessions, and now you're going to add the 3 sessions of the student testing tickets that you have. So the first session I'm going to add is Dr. Bacha. Click on Add a Session, type in last name Bacha, checkbox, click Add Selected. The next session is Ms. Stakowitz. Click on Add a Session, type in Stakowitz, choose a checkbox, click Add Selected, and then your last testing ticket shows Mr. Enrico's last name. Click on Add a Session, and then choose Enrico, checkbox, Add Selected. So now you have 3 sessions going on at once. So if we go back to the first testing ticket, we will have the name of the student and the name of the session. So we're going to choose Bacha, select it, and then scroll down and then find the name of the student and then the session they have to take. So on the testing ticket, the administrator will usually write the name of the unit that the student has to take. If the name of the unit that the student has to take is not written on there, you can actually view the student similar to this one who has not taken any units at all. So we're assuming that this student has to take Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. So first we're not going to unlock anything up here. We're going to leave as is, and we're going to manually unlock them. Remember, one student can take 1 unit at a time, so you cannot unlock 2 different units for the same student. So we're going to have the student take Unit 1 first. So just click on the drop-down menu, choose Unlock, and then that student can log in with their testing ticket. The next student testing ticket is Ms. Stakowitz. Choose Ms. Stakowitz. The session will load up. Remember, you're not going to unlock or lock any units from this layout. You're going to scroll down, find the name of the student, and then individually unlock the unit. So we're going to assume that the student has to take 3 sessions. We're going to first unlock their Unit 1, and then they could log into with their testing ticket. And the last student belongs in Mr. Enrico's class. Go back up, choose Mr. Enrico's class. Do not unlock or lock any sessions up here. Scroll down, find the name of the student, and just click on the drop-down arrow and unlock the session. When you're doing makeup tests, don't worry about this section at all. You're going to notice that your sessions say that they are mixed. That means some of them are locked, some of them are unlocked. The only thing you should be focusing on is finding the name of the session and then scrolling down, finding the name of the student, and then unlocking their unit 1 at a time. Once you have finished, just log out of Pearson Access Next.